Good evening, my name is Doran Ellen Beldotan. I'm in Israel. This year was the best Tisha B'Av ever. It fell on Shabbat. So instead of fasting, everybody was feasting on Shabbat, you know, great wonderful foods. And here in Tzfat, the weather was, I don't know, 24 degrees for a high or something. It was downright chilly. It was just absolutely beautiful. And I understand that Hashem was saying that, you know, enough with this Babylonian nonsense. So I'm in very, very high spirits about that. In advance of making a video about what Yeshuah and Yeshuot, which is the plural, really are, and explaining the matter correctly, I want to make this video concerning artificial intelligence because unless we gain control over our faculties, we will not be able to bring about a Yeshuah for ourselves or for others. And one of the biggest impediments to attaining that kind of level of self-control is some of the sub-programs of artificial intelligence. Our attention is directed toward artificial intelligence in the meaning of building robots, sophisticated computerization, and so forth and so on. There's another program of artificial intelligence which may be the most dangerous of all, and the one we're least likely to notice, and that's the one I want to discuss today. I'm pretty sure that there really is a volcano going off now on the big island of Hawaii, not because it is being talked about on Facebook or videos are being made of it, but because I am in contact with 3 people from Hawaii, one of whom was my roommate in high school who now lives in Hilo. So if she tells me, and I know it's her because we've had conversations about things that it can't possibly be a bot dressing up as my friend, right? If she tells me that she feels the tremors under her feet in Hilo, then I know that that volcano is really going on, and I can, on that basis, allow myself to discuss it and to emote about it. But I do not allow myself to get carried away emotionally, and I try to even not discuss as much as possible issues that I'm less sure of ever happened. If I do make a comment about it, it's because I'm urging people to think about it differently. But I am not convinced that something happens because I have seen it on Facebook or on YouTube, or because someone I don't know has told me about it. I know the power of my thoughts and my emotions. And I know that if I can get the self-control to be able to direct them as a laser, then I can actually override the forces of nature. Every human being can get to that level. And because those who want to pirate our power also know that, they keep our powers of emoting and thinking diffuse, This has always been the case. And they're also directing it into that which is not true. Much of what people have opinions about, speak about, have emotions about, have arguments about, have broken real relationships about, including with people in their families, are about issues that they cannot prove ever happened. There's a young woman who works in cinematography. And she did a project, I think it was her graduating project, in which she did not leave her bedroom for 2 weeks. And she green screened herself on all kinds of scenes. She told her family that she was going on an excursion to the east. And there she is showing her family where she's in Bombay, and she's in Hong Kong, and she's in Tokyo, and I don't know. And she never left her bedroom. This was all green screened. So whereas I am going to allow myself to have feelings about the volcano that's going on in Hawaii because I have real human input that's telling me, yeah, that's going on, I am not going to cry about Leo the lion getting shot. Because I don't even know if there was ever a Leo the lion, or whatever his name was. I am not going to have the power of my thoughts and my emotions milked and jerked and diffused and directed into that which is not real. The most dangerous and surreptitious, that's the word I was looking for. sounds real cool, huh? Program of artificial intelligence is the directing of our thoughts and emotions and discussions into a zone that does not exist, an artificial zone. When they say in artificial intelligence, what they're talking about is precisely that, making our intelligence artificial. Creating artificial scenarios in which we emote about it. This is on top of the false flag programs that we know that they also do. But I'm talking about on an every single day basis, where an issue that's supposed to be an issue in the news comes up and everybody starts talking about it and there's division of opinion, and ignore that stuff. If we feel morally obliged to feel compassion about something, and we should, and this is what's being played on, is we don't want to be insensitive people that don't feel compassion about important things, right? Feel compassionate about the animals, but do something real. Work in an animal shelter, become a ranger, become a veterinarian, open up a strays shelter. There are all kinds of ways that we can really express our real compassion for real animals, and that's far more powerful than crying about Leo the lion, who may or may not have existed, may or may not have been shot. Let's be real. Let us not have the power of our thoughts and feelings misdirected by those who are using it against us. Let us not allow ourselves to become artificial intelligence. I have not had a television in, 30 years. And I think that guarded me against a lot of brainwash. The computer is every bit as dangerous, or more so, I would say, as far as brainwash goes. So my suggestion to you is get rid of your television. Use your computer less. And do not allow yourselves to be jerked into an opinion, into opining or emoting by something you see on the internet. By all means, allow something you see on the internet to spark real positive behavior in your real world, but don't fall for the illusion that stating an opinion on Facebook and putting 3 exclamation points after it, or writing in caps, or calling someone an asshole is the fulfillment of your moral responsibility. Happens every day. And once we gain this kind of control over our emotions, when you can look at something and choose to react or not, to opine or not, to emote or not, and how to direct your behavior in response to that, then we will be ready for a real discussion about what Yeshua is. Thank you for listening. It's a pretty short video this time. I'd like to see the comments in response to this, and in response to the responses, I'll know whether or not the public is ready to really understand the true meaning of Yeshua. Thank you for listening. And Shavua Tov, that means good week. Have a good week.